Men's soccer presented by SoFi on the Big East Digital Network from South Orange, New Jersey. Seton Hall University on senior day hosting the Villanova Wildcats in the final game of the regular season. Hi, everybody. I'm David Goss. I'll be joined by Ben Stevens in just a moment. And for Seton Hall University, this is what they've played all year for. Win and you are in the postseason Big East tournament. Lose and you go home. This is what they've been playing for. This is what it has all led to. On the flip side, for Villanova, as you take a look at the updated bracket, they've got nothing to play for but pride, and they are going to play their hearts out in this one. It's become a yearly tradition to close out the regular season, and it has been tight all 4 years. We expect a good one coming up here, first half action on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
What is a Villanovan? In 30 seconds? Well, Villanovans aim high. Top 50 National University high. We think fast and stay connected. V's up. Villanovans think deeply, push boundaries, and go, go, go! Still with me? We climb corporate ladders and these ladders. This campus is our home, but you can find us almost anywhere. Villanovans have big hearts and solve even bigger problems, and we celebrate together. Ignite change, go Nova.
Pre-game festivities completed here on senior night. Plenty to talk about and a big game coming up under the lights. I'm David Goss, of course, and joining me tonight will be down on the sideline, my partner Ben Stevens. Ben, down to you.
Here tonight, a win, and they're into the Big East tournament for the first time in 7 years. Their last time they made that postseason play was back in 2012. And here's how it played out today in the final regular season games for all 10 teams across the Big East Conference. Seton Hall knows what they have out ahead of them because Butler got the win today in their game earlier this afternoon against Xavier. So now Butler clinches their spot in the Big East tournament with that number 5 seed. Creighton with a big tie against the top seed in the Big East against Georgetown. So Creighton will take that 4 seed, and then we know this final spot that Seton Hall is trying to clinch that 6th and final spot in the Big East tournament because after Marquette got the win over DePaul today, Seton Hall knows they need that win to get into the Big East tournament for the first time in 7 years. So David, a very exciting night for the Pirates as they're trying to keep that goal of making postseason play. Back to you, David. Clear. Cool. Thank you.
So, Ben, do you have to study phonetics in training this week? So he is off. Erika Gray takes over for him in that starting lineup as Carlton McKenzie, the reigning Big East Offensive Player of the Week, gets us started. The cross on the back post and into the arms of Carson Williams. Villanova exposed early on here by the home side. Carson Williams, junior out of Plano, Texas, makes the big save there off the foot of Sean McLeod, who returns in the starting lineup for Seton Hall. As you take a look at their starting lineup for this one, they've also been able to settle into a little bit of consistency as CJ Tiebling has finally fully returned to fitness after that broken foot that happened to him in preseason. He returns as the starting center forward. I mentioned McLeod at right midfield slot. Nathan Tremonti and Alex Pizetsky, the two lone 4-year Seton Hall seniors on the field here at O&T Carroll Field for senior night, both in the starting lineup for this one. Another cross comes in, knocked down by Meller. Luca Meller, senior captain out of England, transfer from the University of Pittsburgh. He's been consistent alongside Shane Bradley, the center back spots under coach Tom Carlin in his 10th season as head coach of Villanova. Came in as an assistant in 2007 before taking over the top job. The best soccer experience you could have as associate head coach at Northwestern, academy coach at some of the biggest academies in the country in Soccers FC, Philly Soccer Club Copa, before becoming a head coach at his alma mater, Arcadia University. Carlin, speaking to him before the game, said, "It means a lot to us to have a winning season. Currently perched the 500 line at 8-8-1. They'd love to finish this season on a high after they started it on such a high. 4 straight wins to start out the 2019 season for Villanova in non-conference. Victories over Fordham, Temple, William and Mary, and Delaware. The Big East has been a different conversation. 1-6-1 in conference play. It's been an uphill battle for this Villanova side as Tiebling breaks down the wing. He gets knocked over and draws the foul there off Josh Balluz. Carlton McKenzie, 2 goals last weekend against Marquette to clinch what was a massive victory for Seton Hall. Reigning Offensive Player of the Week, and he will go to battle against Shane Bradley, starting senior center back, the Pennsylvania native, in the starting lineup alongside his twin brother Connor Bradley, as this one's curled in. Headed away. Confidently done there by Meller. Shane Bradley, a constant in the starting lineup since he stepped on campus in 2016. He was second team All Big East in his freshman year with 21 starts. Followed that up with 18 starts and another second team All Big East appearance. Started all 16 appearances he made last year and has done the same so far this year. This now is 17th appearance. Sent off against LaSalle just 2 weeks ago, so suspended for the performance in the game against Marquette, but returning to the lineup. Tremonti clips that ball across the field, brought down by Elias, trying to get his foot around that shot, and it goes just wide. Steven Elias, part of 3 grad student transfers on this Seton Hall team. Look to do the business in front of this man, Andreas Nota. Nota, Mr. Consistent, has started and played in almost every minute since he got on campus. And Carson Williams, we already mentioned him on the flip side, the Plano, Texas native. Slowly but surely developing to one of the best keepers in the country. A player who's definitely going to get a look at the next level. Foot race here, McKenzie puts the pressure on and Williams comes out. Takes it off the head of Teixeira. Sean Teixeira getting the start at right back for Villanova. New York Red Bull Academy kid, played against J.P. Marin. Played with J.P. Marin in the academy this summer. The U23s, Marin will come off the bench for Seton Hall at some point in this one. For Seton Hall, the responsibility in this game will be on their shoulders. They're the one who need the win. They're the one who we expect to push the pace of play, try and get numbers higher up the field and look for scoring opportunities. Could play well into Villanova's hands. They've got opportunities then to counter. Tom Carlin, he knows what it's at stake. Has been to an NCAA tournament himself as a Villanova head coach. 2016, actually knocked off Seton Hall in 2012 in the Big East tournament. The last time Seton Hall was in it, what a strike! Time and space for Seydou Shamutsine, the Right to Dream Academy grad out of Ghana. Way too much time for him to set himself and get his composure. Drops his foot, strikes right through that ball. And that wild dip just knocked away by Nota. Header away at the near post as bodies go down in the box. No call made. No chance to counter the other way. McKenzie's speed always a factor. Looks to put the early cross in. Handled confidently there by Schlentz. Starting at left back in this one. Schlentz now holding his back a little bit. Now Teebling back in possession for Seton Hall in their all-white home jerseys. As it knocked away, and he'll take the corner kick. Brenes putting in the defensive work there. New Jersey native. Part of what is a strong freshman class for this Villanova team. One of the reasons this game is so big for them is something to build on going into 2020. Only got 2 seniors in the starting lineup. Corner kick coming. McLeod, grad transfer from Notre Dame, had 2 assists last week. Williams comes out, handles that one. Strong goalkeeping there from Carson Williams. Take a look at this service from McLeod. Williams, former U.S. Youth International. Traveled internationally with the U18s while he was with the Dallas Texans. Giant club. Some of the best players in U.S. history. Clint Dempsey, Lee Wynn, Omar Gonzalez. Williams taking the somewhat rare path up to the main line. He's had a strong sophomore and junior year after not playing in his freshman year. Take a look at the keys for Villanova. They're not going to press often, but when they do, they can be so dangerous. Cordy down the right wing, as well as Shamsuddin up top. And Seton Hall, they're aware of that. They're going to look to play direct early on, not give up any cheap opportunities playing out of the back. For Seton Hall, they're going to have to use the ball in their favor in this one. So often this season, they've played against the ball, they've sat deep and countered. But in a game in which they need to dictate the way it's played, they are the ones who need 3 points. They're going to have to use the ball to their advantage, make Villanova play their game. Long ball over the top. Schlentz cutting in field, heading into the feet of Connor Bradley, who can't keep possession. Now Elias looking to work it up, and Bradley wins it back. Brenes up there with Teixeira, trying to work down the wing. McLeod comes away with it, and Teebling uses his strength and touch. Couldn't keep it for long. And Quarty almost snuck past Hugo Keller there. It's going to be a big battle to watch out for. Keller, normally a center back by trade, but the Swedish freshman has filled in as an emergency left back over the last 2 weeks, steadying that position a little bit. It'll be a good test for him against Quarty. Junior out of Accra, Ghana. Can really open it up whenever he wants to, and one of the best high school soccer players in American history. Still looking to break out at times here at the college level. Work there. It's cleared away by Keller. You can see the frustration there from Shamsuddin. Shamsuddin looking for service this year. Hasn't been easy for him up top all alone. Just 2 goals on the season. 67 goals in his prep school career. So he can really pour it in when he gets opportunities. Quarty. And for a runner not there and into the safe hands of Nota. For Seton Hall, their backs were up against the wall last week against Marquette. They were able to come from behind, get the victory. 2-1 in double overtime out in Wisconsin. They gutted it out for a 1-1 draw against St. John's the game before that in Big East play to keep them alive. Try and make the Big East tournament for the first time in 7 years. Currently sitting at 3-4-1. Only won 2 games in conference play last year in Andreas Lindberg's first year. They are looking to do a little bit more in year 2 under Andreas Lindberg, as well as Jeff Mateo, his assistant coach. Throw incoming here, chance for Gray to turn, looks to get the cross away, it's blocked. Well done there by TJ Alseth. So set piece opportunity coming here for Villanova. Opportunity against this Seton Hall team that struggled at times defending in their box in big moments like this. Corner kick played in, flicked on at the near post. Still alive in the box and put over the top by Baluz. For more on Villanova's up and down season, let's go down to the sideline to Ben Stevens.
Yeah, David, as you mentioned, it's really been a tale of 2 seasons for the Wildcats here in the 2019 campaign. Villanova started off the year in non-conference play a perfect 4-0. That was their best start dating back to 2012, and all 4 of those wins came via shutout. So the Wildcats were feeling good heading into the start of the season, but in Big East play and in this conference, it's been a struggle for the Wildcats. Only 1 win so far, a 1-6-1 mark in Big East action, and that 1 win coming back in early October, and now Villanova on a 4-match losing streak heading into this regular season finale against Seton Hall. So the Wildcats trying to turn it around tonight and end their season with an exclamation point, playing spoiler and getting the win and stunting the Pirates' chances to make the Big East tournament. Back to you, David.
Much, Ben. And for Villanova, the 8 wins this year, better than what they did in 2018, 2017 already. 2016, they made the NCAA tournament. 10-8-3 on the season there. They went 5-3-1 in Big East play. And look at that graphic there. It has been a different story here in 2019. 2016, they went on to lose in the NCAA tournament first round to Akron. As I said, a big freshman class that they are excited about. Can look to build to the future. Big victory here today. Josh Baluz is going to be one of them. Skilled, strong central midfielder. Villanova coaching staff still looking to see him dominate games a little more from that spot as Quarty gets some space. Tries to curl the left-footed ball in, has his hand out on for a handball. No call there, and the clearance back the other way. Shane Bradley will close it down. Shamsuddin there, draws the foul coming back. A little hold-up play from him. Interesting to see Seton Hall, or sorry, excuse me, what Villanova chooses to do.
McKenzie there with the slide. He pushes that one out. Teixeira throws it in quickly. Look out for, on the reverse side, when Schlentz has throw-ins, his long throw. Beautiful ball there from McLeod to the feet of Elias. Tiebling gets a touch there. Looked like he was in an offside spot. Flag goes up and a good tackle on the pursuit there from Brenes. Brenes has the ability to cause danger on set pieces as well with his service. It's the 8th start of the year for Brenes out of the PDA Academy. One of the most prestigious academies in the area, and one that Coach Carlin has pulled from a few times on this team with Brenes Enrica, and has done so heavily throughout his years as head coach of Villanova. Another set piece opportunity here to be McLeod. It's a high arcing ball right on Williams, who punches it down, still alive, and the whistle goes. Allseth closing on that opportunity fast, and the foul goes against the Pirates. So we've seen Williams come out and command his box on a corner kick earlier in the game. This one right on the top of the 6. Always difficult for any goalkeeper in those moments. Stuck between coming off your line, but not wanting to collide with too many bodies. Get too far off your line. So a little end-to-end action to open this one up. Seton Hall win. They're in the Big East tournament for the first time in 7 years. Lose and they go home. The responsibility on their shoulders to try and push this game. So far, Villanova has played them toe-to-toe in this one. Gray's ball just a little bit long. Gray entering the starting lineup for Liam McKinnon, a Swiss freshman out of the Lausanne Academy. A big loss for Villanova coming into this game. This is where Villanova to put a little pressure on. But Fredrickson going long off it. Didn't want to take the risk of getting caught in possession. Now Elias earns the free kick, and we will stop and retake it. Elias with the big switch, read by Schlentz. McLeod wins possession back, gets it into the feet of Pazetsky. Tiebling now lines up the shot, and Williams equal to it. To the Seton Hall coaching staff before this one. The whole team was locked in watching the Marquette game. That finished just before this. Marquette a late 1-0 win over DePaul, as Ben spoke about off the top of the broadcast. That put Seton Hall in must-win territory. They entered the day with the possibility to go as high as 4th place, and now best they could do is 6th, the final spot in. But for this Seton Hall coaching staff, that was the goal this year. Coming into year 2 to improve on year 1 to get into postseason soccer and give themselves a chance in a Big East tournament. Ball floated to the far post. Keller with the clearance. Villanova turning the screws here as they push numbers higher. Both fullbacks up the field. Elias recovers possession. Seton Hall right now haven't been able to play through midfield at all. Everything's been direct up to the big body of Teebling. All that's worked at times this season, especially with McKenzie running off him. Love to see a little more consistency in their pattern of play in the attacking half. Teebling brings that one off his chest. Beautiful tackle there from Meller. It's going to be a physical battle all game down the spine for Villanova. Chance here for Connor Bradley. Gets the cross in. Battled at the top of the box. Gray comes away with it. Back into the feet of Brenes. Now Beluz. Seton Hall defending with 10 now. Attempt to the 1-2 on the top of the 18. Quarty looking to link up once again there. Like with Gray, and Rika Gray, just a freshman. This is his 5th start of the year. He's now started 4 of the final 6 games of the season for Villanova. Slowly worked himself into the lineup. As Coach Carlin said, a freshman, he's earned the time. He's earned his spot and getting the start to close out the season. Lentz brings that ball down. Villanova looking to play through Williams' feet. Carson Williams not taking any risk, blasted long off his first touch. Zetsky can't bring that one down. Interesting to see what Seton Hall chooses to do off the bench. So right now they've got no control of this game. Have some options to come on. Andreas Borg, more of a 1v1 attacker down the wing. Someone who can give them some attacking push, as well as Vittorio Algeri, grad student out of Italy, as Teebling gets by Williams, goes down in the contact with Shane Bradley, and waved off by our head official, Rob Carmano. He was right on top of that one. Teebling, the goalkeeper, beat 2 defenders around him. Wasn't able to keep his feet. Alseth able keep possession dangerously in midfield. This one goes long for Elias. Gonna pick up that vacated space on the right side. This cross blocked by Beluz. Freshman versus grad student senior. And the battle continues down the end line. And it'll be a goal kick in the end. Neither player could win it. Stephen Elias taking over as captain in his 1 year at Villanova. Rye, New York grad, transfer from NC State. Elias, his first year here, but not the first year these 2 teams has faced off. They have played every year since 1984. Seton Hall leading the all-time series, 2013-1. Villanova winning last year down in Philadelphia, 1-0. Seton Hall the winners here at O&T Carroll Field 2 years ago, 2-0. A new O&T Carroll Field, brand new turf laid down for the 2019 season. You can see the construction in the background still going on the baseball stadium. We finished before the spring. Brand new stands, bleachers, and press box for these 2 teams as the conference continues to push forward. That one curled in from Teixeira. Quarty closed down there at the top of the 18. Villanova continuing to turn the screws here in this first half. That shot blocked, and it'll go out for a corner kick. It was Rika's shot there. He has been dangerous. Coming on late this season. You can see what Coach Carlin likes about him. Says he could play deeper next year in midfield as a true 8, but right now out there on the wing creating chances. Corty's service comes in, headed at the far post, and knocked off the line. Sean McLeod with the goal-saving header, as it looked like Luca Meller was going to open up the scoring in this one. Looking for his first goal of the year. Corty's dangerous service on this one. And it may have been hitting the post, but either way, McLeod, stationed there by his coaching staff, steps forward and makes the play. All the warning signs have been there for Seton Hall. A must-win game. They win, they are in the Big East tournament and extend their season. They lose, and November 6th becomes the final day of the season. And right now it's been Villanova who have been the aggressors so far. Seton Hall preparing to make their first substitution. Andrea Borg will be that first sub, freshman out of Malta. Raised in Dubai, played academy soccer in England as well. And Borg, big 1v1 threat, brings a different look than both both McKenzie and McLeod on the wings. Fredrickson, the clearance at the near post. The junior out of Ängelholm, Sweden. So, corner kick coming from the same side here. As we just saw that goal line clearance, Corty serves it in. No one around Nota to challenge on that one. Looks like Seton Hall has a second substitute ready to come on. Will be the English freshman James Boot, who it looked like had taken over the starting central midfield role. Not get the nod here today. A bit more of a possession player. You can see Seton Hall's coaching staff aware of what we've talked about. Going to get a little bit more control in central midfield. McKenzie, his touch just a little too long there as he tries to snake it onto Shara. Elias space here, trying to cut it back for the shot. Still in possession, out wide for McKenzie. His shot deflected, and Williams will get there. The one thing you know about Carlton McKenzie is he doesn't need a big opening to be asked to put a chance on goal. He's already had a few half chances. Best look of the game so far going to Villanova. Wildcats this year. Goals have been hard to come by. They've scored 13 goals all season in 17 games. And as good as you can be defensively, it gets exhausting at some point. McKenzie with the Meg. The spin move, now he pushes it wide. McLeod running onto it. Looking for a teammate. Tries to get by Bradley to the far post and over Tiebling's head. It was highlight reel stuff from Carlton McKenzie to get that started. And the final touch just not there. McKenzie starting to inspire his team a little bit. And now Tiebling and Pazetsky will take a rest for at least the remainder of this first half. It'll be Borg coming on at left midfield, pushing McKenzie to center forward, and Boot coming on as a like-for-like sub for Pazetsky. For a little bit more on this yearly tradition that's become Seton Hall versus Villanova to close the year. More from Ben Stevens down on the sideline.
Yeah, David, as you mentioned just a few moments ago, this is the 35th all-time meeting between Seton Hall and Villanova, but these two are very familiar with each other at this point in the season, having played each other in their last 5 regular season finales. Nova, over that stretch, has won 3 of the last 4 meetings when the campaigns have come to an end, and now Seton Hall trying to change that script so they can clinch that 6th and final spot in the Big East tournament, getting back to the Big East tournament for the first time in 7 years, and in that 2012 Big East tournament, Villanova and Seton Hall played in that first match in the quarterfinals. The Wildcats getting the better of the Pirates that day, 3-1. So, David, these two teams know each other very well, and both trying to break on the score sheet here and get that first goal of this match.
Thanks so much, Ben. And when you talk about the mirrors of the last few years, 2018 for Seton Hall, they played Xavier in the second to last game of the season. They lost that one 2-1 in double OT to eliminate them from postseason action. Then they went on the road, lost to Villanova to close the year. This year, they beat Marquette 2-1 in double OT in that second to last game of the season. Those 3 points, all the difference to keep Seton Hall alive. And as Ben said, now Seton Hall will look to change the script and get a victory here on the last day. They do fall to Villanova. Seton Hall's season will be done. So often in these college soccer seasons, how tight the games can be and how short the time span is. It's one bounce here or there that really changes everything for these teams. They were leading 1-0 in the 84th minute against Xavier last year in that game. They ended up losing in double OT and eliminating them. This time they had the game winner from Carlton McKenzie, a second of the game, to knock off Marquette for an opportunity to head on the road to Providence in the first round of the Big East tournament. Coming up in just a week. This women's postseason soccer has already begun. Miller cycles it into the feet of Teixeira. One touch into the feet of Quarty. Finds Connor Bradley, looking back for the run of Quarty. Now drops it back for Brenes. Right now for Villanova, they seem composed in possession. They have used the entire width of the field, broken lines when they've wanted to. Borg knocks it away from Teixeira, still alive in the corner. Now the throw-in will go Seton Hall's way. Two teams with matching formations. Really falls responsibility of the individual performance in that central midfield to control the game. And right now, 2 freshmen for this Villanova squad have done the job. Always is the threat up top for Seton Hall. Carlton McKenzie scoring those 2 goals. Seton Hall's first win in 13 years at Marquette. Netting him the Big East Offensive Player of the Week award. Player out of Tyler Junior College, one of the junior college powerhouses. He helped lead to a national title. Originally out of the United Kingdom. McKenzie hasn't been healthy fully this season. Still been able to get up to 5 goals on the year. And McKenzie here out and on the threat once again. Sizing up Meller. Tries to get to the end line, does. Clips this ball in, headed at the far post and knocked off of Bradley. The second big opportunity created down that left wing from McKenzie. McLeod at the first one, saved by Williams. This time, blocked by the center back. Seton Hall will try and build on the momentum. Vittorio Augeri, The Italian ready to come off the bench for Seton Hall, and he might be the exact player the Pirates need, a player who prefers the ball into his feet rather than over the top. He's good at holding it up, bringing other players into play. Good in tight spaces. Could be the possession player Seton Hall needs to get a little control. Elias cuts this one back. Boot goes back out wide for McLeod. The Irishman 1v1, puts the cross in. I apologize. I called him an Irishman when he, of course, is from Scotland. Sean McLeod, coming through some of the most famous academies in Scotland, in Aberdeen as well as Rangers. His grandfather, a Scottish soccer legend, coached the 1978 World Cup team. Of course, players like Steve Nicol and Kenny Dalglish. Coached a player that year named Bobby Clark, who everyone in college soccer circles knows. The legendary manager of Notre Dame and Stanford. So McLeod's first half is done. So Jerry comes on, headed out. Allseth, a chance to shoot, he gets it away, and the header by Miller. With that much power on it and so many bodies in the box, you have no idea where a chance like that will land. Corner kick coming in now. It'll be Boot once again with the service. The Bournemouth Academy grad. Puts this one at the near post, headed on by Algeri. And wide of that near post. As Seton Hall starts to show a little bit of a threat. McKenzie got it started with his cross. And the Pirates now, can they continue to apply pressure here in these closing 7 minutes of this first half? Algeri going in to the center forward role. So he slides McKenzie now to the right midfield position. McKenzie's played across all three attacking spots so far in this game. Villanova immediately trying to get that ball back into their midfield and center back's feet. To the top there from Shane Bradley. Puts it over his teammate's head. Shane and Connor Bradley out of Havertown, Pennsylvania. Went to the Haverford School as well as the Philadelphia Union Academy. Both played U16 and U18 in the Union Academy before heading to Villanova. For Shane Bradley, I mentioned, it's been fairly straightforward. Consistent player since he stepped on campus. For Connor, he's not started every game, has still put in the performances. 21 appearances his freshman year, 17 the year after that, and this here, his 18th appearance of the 2019 season. Algeri has that one down. Elias will get it back into the Italian's feet. It's turned over. Beautiful work from Villanova there out of pressure. Seton Hall step slow right now to press. Again, fortunate as O'Leary. First one to that one. Shamsuddin quiet after early dominant performance from Shamsuddin. Andreas Nota, he's seen a lot of action around him, but has not been called into play too much. You'd have to say the upper hand to Villanova in this first half. We said they've got everything to play for with pride. Eliminated from the Big East postseason tournament, but they have played like the team that needs it more here. Maybe like the team with no pressure. They've looked composed and controlled in this one, but goals have been hard to come by this year, averaging less than a goal a game. And here's a huge opportunity for the Wildcats. Set piece, middle of the field, about 30 yards out. They've got a few different players that can really strike it. Brenez standing over this one right now, along with Richie Schlentz. Schlentz now steps off of it. Brenez and Meller, the two over it. Brenez, 1 goal so far this year. Set piece expert. Hits it off the wall. Seton Hall are able to clear. Jerry looking to take it quickly, but well ahead of where it went out. Final few minutes of this first half. All Pirates must-win territory. Right now, struggling to get the attack going. Schlentz with the interception. Quickly to the feet of Shamsuddin. Shamsuddin goes wide for Quarty. Brenez gets it under control. Villanova yet to make a substitution in this game. Their coaching staff seeing what we're seeing. A team that's controlled the pace of play. They've looked too troubled in defense. Right now, they've got the 11 out there who are getting it done. Still looking for that half chance. Keller almost launching the counter attack. Now Borg on the run. It's that long touch out in front of him. Shane Bradley out to close him down. Borg all the way back into the feet of Keller. Shamsuddin making the full field run to recover, and just a little too much energy from him. You got to tip your hat to the center forward, doing the job to help his team out. Made a run he didn't have to, won the tackle. Just a little bit too much arms from him. And now, in the final 2 minutes of this first half, big opportunity coming for the Pirates. Boot standing over this one. Southampton native, 2 assists already in his freshman year. Look to put this one right on top of the 6. In a dangerous spot, headed up in the air by Meller. Second header won by Seton Hall. And Villanova's able to clear, but only as far as Alseth. Second ball put in, knocked down at the top of the box. Boot looking to turn on it, and he can't get his shoulders over that one, and it goes high and wide. Seton Hall's best opportunities have come off of set pieces in this game. Outside of the yellow boots of Carlton McKenzie, struggled to create anything in open play. Locked in at 0-0 here at halftime. Seton Hall, a tie won't do it if they hope to continue their season into Big East post-season play. So they will have to get desperate if the goal does not come in the second half. And for that, for us, that means drama and entertainment for sure. McKenzie with the early cross. Meller cuts that one out.
10, 9, 8.
And Gray with the ball down the line, and the flag goes up. Offside there from Connor Bradley as he tried to get it away before the halftime whistle. And that's all for the first half. If I didn't tell you, you'd have thought it's Villanova in a must-win situation. They've controlled the play without the goal, though, in Seton Hall. They need to win to move on. We've got second half action coming up for you in just a moment here on the Big East Digital Network.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school. I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
Hallelujah.
And this is just one night. You should see what we do during the day. Marquette University. Be the difference.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
When my time came to stop coaching, I was very fortunate that I didn't have to go cold turkey. I was able to start the Big East Conference, and we came across the sky like a meteor.
One recruiting year that they had that really turned everything around was the Ewan-Mullen Pinckney recruiting year. It changed the face of Eastern basketball probably forever.
We just believed in ourselves and a lot of hard work on everybody's part.
Every March, Madison Square Garden is home to everything that is college basketball.
Put on your red shoes and dance the blues.
What? How's the weather? Yeah. It's snowing out. It's a blizzard, but we ain't gonna stop.
Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. Under the moonlight.
rightly. There were questions early on about whether the Big East could withstand the test of reconfiguration. And I think if you were here, we've done that and more.
It's a monster league now. Last man standing, bring the flag. Tough to coach in, but great for spectators and great to play in. The march of the Big East goes on.
One of the positives about the sports business in the last couple of years, and in recent years in particular, has been the growing interest in seeing our industry become a more diverse and inclusive place.
I find it important for us to amplify the voices of those who have not traditionally had a seat at the table. As a Black African woman, my various social identities are always at the forefront of my daily interactions, from my first name, my culture, to where I'm from. So for me, diversity is about us celebrating our uniqueness as a society.
A lot of what happens in terms of diversifying workforce in the college world happens at the campus level. That's really where the core hiring takes place. The schools are responsible for hiring their directors of athletics, their staffs, their coaches. And so the conference is really a step away from that activity, but I think conferences can and should set a tone. And so in the Big East, we have tried to make diversity and inclusion a conference strategic priority. We have, for example, within our conference SAC group, designated a diversity and inclusion officer. D&I has become an important topic of discussion at SAC meetings. And our D&I officer is now included into the conference-wide diversity and inclusion working group that we've created.
I currently serve as the conference's Student Athlete Advisory Committee's Diversity and Inclusion Officer. This position is charged with ensuring that the conference carries out its commitment to inclusion for all. And I assist the conference staff in creating opportunities for student athletes from different backgrounds to come together to share and exchange ideas. I also work closely with the Big East Diversity and Inclusion Working Group.
You know, when I think about diversity, I think about the fact that diversity is a fact. When we think about inclusion, we think about inclusion being a choice. And I think if we can succeed in anything at the Big East is to impress upon everyone how inclusion isn't just a choice but a responsibility.
The Big East is committed to continuing the development of programs and initiatives that support diverse and inclusive environments for our student athletes, coaches, staff, and communities.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
St. John's University, our students believe, serve, explore, and achieve. A Catholic, Vincentian, metropolitan, and global university. We are at the heart of where lives are enriched. We provide a transformative education that goes far beyond the classroom. We aspire to do more. And for nearly 150 years, the St. John's story has been the story of New York City. We are New York's team. We are St. John's.
4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
Perfect night for soccer in South Orange, New Jersey, here on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. David Goss with you, as well as Ben Stevens down on the field. And unfortunately, fall has come to a close. Let's take a look around the conference as the fall championships are coming into their postseason tournaments. We've got the field hockey championships coming up at Quinnipiac. Take a look at the bracket there as we enter the semifinals. And then you move on through the fall. Villanova men's cross-country champions for 2019, and Butler the women's cross-country championship in 2019. And of course, we've still got the soccer championships to come. And for these two sides, they know the players that they're going to have to use to try and get there. And one of the men is Carlton McKenzie for Seton Hall, who was named Big East Offensive Player of the Week. For Providence, they have continued their soar, led by Kwasami to third place in the Big East. Tomas Romero, the Georgetown freshman, the Big East goalkeeper of the week, and Jake Ashford, part of the Creighton Blue Jays squad that clinched fourth place in the Big East regular season. You take a look at the weekly honor roll as well. And for all of these players, what does it all mean? Well, this is where we stand right now. Providence will host in the opening round of the Big East tournament. Who will it be? We will find out in the next 45 minutes. Creighton Blue Jays locking down fourth place in the conference. So Morrison Stadium will be host to an opening round game as well. Georgetown currently sitting in first place, as St. John's still to play. They are hoping to host the entire tournament down in Washington, D.C. As we take a look at the first half stats, Seton Hall more shots, but Villanova dominating the possession here in South Orange. 2 saves for either goalkeeper. Not really much to test them. The biggest play of the game was a goal line clearance by Sean McLeod for the Seton Hall Pirates. They will have to find a way to turn it around offensively here in the second half. Vittorio Argeri stays on, as does Andrea Borg and James Boot, who all came off the bench in the first half. So Seton Hall liked what they saw to close out that first half. A few decent opportunities. And of course, Carlton McKenzie right now with the lethal touch. Goals in 2 of the last 3 games, remains out there on the field. Nathan Tremonti, the senior here on senior day. Start at right back. Uba Fredrickson and Eden O'Leary, the center backs, and Hugo Keller at left back. Andreas Nota remaining in at goal. Paul Seth and Elias will partner Boot in central midfield. On the flip side for Villanova, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No changes to start here in the second half. And once again, Seton Hall getting the half started quickly. It falls for McKenzie here to the end line. His cross saved at the near post. Seton Hall didn't waste time in the first half. An opportunity on goal in the opening 30 seconds. They've done so again here in the second half. Both crosses from the left wing into the box. In the first half it was McLeod, in the second half here it was McKenzie. Carson Williams alert to the danger. In the first half Villanova responded. They slowly choked the game away from Seton Hall, controlling midfield, controlling possession. Can Seton Hall keep up the tempo in this one? So free kick coming here for Villanova. Can they respond quickly and put the Pirates back on their heels? Horty will serve this one in. It was his corner kick service to the far post for Meller. That gave Villanova their best look of the game. They've got a crowd on that far post. Big options in Belouz and Bradley. It goes to Belouz. Nota comes out. He gets enough to it. Belouz comes up limping a little bit. And McKenzie comes out running to the feet of Algeri. Algeri trying to launch McKenzie. And now he gets it into the feet of the Englishman. Cuts in field. Somehow gets it to a teammate. Borg looking to get to the end of that one. His slide blocked back into him. End-to-end action here to start the second half. Borg has it knocked away. Tremonti's shot has no power on it. Seton Hall asking for the foul on the edge of the box. And Ron Caramano, our head official, not entertained. And he waves play on. Borg there. Good effort from him to stay with the play after his cross was blocked. It was a smart play, it looked like, by Teixeira to cut the angle for Algeri, to not get the return pass into the path of McKenzie. Forced Algeri to keep possession a little bit longer, allow his team to recover. It's McKenzie really the only game-breaking speed over the top for this Villanova side to worry about. Teebling on the bench. Miller now charging forward. Strong win there from Keller. O'Leary's dangerous pass across the field. Villanova back in possession. Teixeira comes forward. Gets it into the feet of Horty. 1v1 with Keller. Horty gets the space. His cross blocked by Fredrickson at the near post. Horty now back in possession. He sneaks by Keller. Still on the ball. Didn't have a final idea there and had it knocked away by Elias. Schlentz now coming forward. The left back loses it to Borg. Borg now, the ball at his feet. Blue jerseys around him. Into the path of the captain. Elias looks early for that ball down the middle. And Mellor quicker to it than Algeri. Andrea Borg right now causing a spark for the Seton Hall team. The ball at his foot. The Pirates will look to continue to play through him. Things starting to stretch a little. Chance here. That one blocked, not a lot of power on it from Shamsuddin. And for more on the halftime talks from these two coaches, let's go down to the sideline to Ben Stevens.
Yeah, David, I was able to speak to both coaches, and on the Seton Hall side for head coach Andreas Lindberg, he really liked what he saw out of those two shots on goal in the first half for the Pirates, especially that look on the cross from Carlton McKenzie to McLeod. But he wants his team now to press a little bit higher and bring that line up here in the second half to win more possession, because the Wildcats dominated possession in the first half with a 55-45 edge, so he's got to be happy with what he sees out of the offensive flurry so far here in the early going in the second half. And on the side for Villanova, they just need to take more shot, says head coach Tom Carlin. They did great with possession, but now they need to get that goal to convert. They've been held scoreless in their last 4 matches. So Coach Carlin was preaching to his team on the sideline during that halftime break. You guys deserve to break through and break this scoreless tie. So now, David, it's just a matter of who gets on the scoreboard first. Will it be Seton Hall or Villanova in this decisive game for the Pirates as they look to head to the Big East tournament for the first time in 7 years?
Thanks so much, Ben. That could be the biggest halftime talk Andreas Lindberg's had to give as head coach of Seton Hall. An opportunity here doesn't come along every year. The Pirates can attest to that. Yeah, to make that Big East tournament has been said in 7 years. So this a massive 45 minutes in their program's history. McKenzie here out and running. Goes down by Schlentz. Early cross from him. Too far for Boot. James Boot runs it down. Ball over the top. Villanova, less composed opening to the second half than they had in the first. This game has stretched out a little bit on them for a team that struggles to score goals. Could lead to opportunities in transition. On the flip side for Seton Hall, you got to think this was the half they were looking for a little bit. They needed something to get back in this one. An opportunity. What a look there. Richie Schlentz flying forward from his left back spot. Gets on top of the pullback. He did not look like a defender there. Hit it cleanly off of Nota, off the crossbar. And Schlentz inches away from the opener there. And what would have been his first career college soccer goal. Horty puts one in. That touch there from Meller slammed off the face of Keller. Algeri now surrounded by blue shirts. Can't keep possession. Beautiful footwork from the English captain, but he can't keep the ball, and now Boot comes away with it, and he loses it. Shamsuddin keeps it in. The Ghanaian cuts in on his right foot. Composed performance so far from Rika. Connor Bradley into the feet of Schlentz. Schlentz, danger once again coming up from that left back spot. Knocked down at the near post. Horty a second bite at this one. Curls it to the far post, headed down, alive in the box, and knocked away by O'Leary. And always dangerous when the ball goes over the goalkeeper's head. Knocked down at the far post. Fortunate for Seton Hall, they had a teammate there, and over Nota's head in this one. Won't be denied. Villanova's been knocking on the door all night, and they get the breakthrough. And Villanova, they've done everything they needed to deserve the goal, and they finally get it from Shane Bradley, the senior center back. He puts it over the line. Not a whole lot of space to beat Nota. Off the crossbar and down. And for Bradley, it's just the second goal of his storied college soccer career. The center back's been composed defensively. Villanova's been dangerous on set pieces. It was his center back partner in Meller, who had the opportunity denied in the first half. And now the Pirates, their backs against the wall. Everyone else in the race for the final 2 spots in the Big East postseason tournament has already played. Butler knocked off Xavier to eliminate the Musketeers and clinch a spot in the Big East postseason tournament. Marquette knocking off DePaul this afternoon 1-0 to put themselves in 6th place. Put Seton Hall up against the sword, and the Pirates now on the verge of going home earlier than they wanted to. Trailing 1-0 here at home on senior day with 35 minutes to play. Elias now battling. Is there a hero in the ranks for the Pirates? There was Carlton McKenzie last weekend. Gonna be him again. Is there anyone else out there for the Pirates who can get it done? The goal scorer, Bradley, ball over the top. By Tremonti Shamsuddin. Now he's going to get some opportunities on the break as the Pirates are forced to push numbers forward. For more on our goal scorer, Shane Bradley, let's go down to Ben Stevens on the sideline.
Yeah, David, senior night here for Seton Hall as they honor 5 seniors and 3 grad students, but it was senior day for Villanova this past Saturday against Georgetown. They send off 10 seniors that end their career here at Villanova, including that goal scorer right there, putting Villanova ahead. The senior Shane Bradley, he along with his twin brother Connor were a part of that first ever NCAA tournament team when Villanova clinched a berth in that tournament back in 2016. So a lot of experience leaving for Villanova, but also speaking with Coach Carlin before the game, he's very excited by what he sees with his 6 freshmen who have seen a lot of significant playing time this season. So 10 seniors leaving for Villanova, but 6 freshmen who have earned a lot of playing time this season will be back for the Wildcats next year as they look for bigger success in 2020.
Thanks so much, Ben, and we've seen the quality of those freshmen here today, 2 in central midfield in Josh Balluz as well as Brenes. We've seen the quality of Rika Gray as well. Back on the ball here for Villanova is Gray Rika. Expect those 3 to be difference makers going forward. Of course, still got some quality returning players in Shamsuddin as well as Schlentz. This is a Villanova team. They started the year 4-0, as we said. 8 wins this year, already better than their win totals the last 2 years. Go to 9 here with this victory. So this is a Villanova group. They know they've got quality in their ranks. Not a team that gets played off the park ever. They went toe-to-toe with Georgetown just a week ago. The question for them is how they can be just a little bit more goal dangerous to turn 1-goal losses to ties and maybe victories. Free kick opportunity here for the Pirates. And on at the top of the 18, Shamsuddin with the mistake. McKenzie back in possession. McKenzie always gets the fans to sit up when he gets on the ball. You never know what can happen. Scored a gorgeous goal here against St. John's a week and a half ago to help his team come back in that one for a draw. They'll need to come back once again here. This time nothing but a win will do for the home side. Good crowd out at newly renovated O&T Carroll Field here in South Orange, New Jersey for this one. The final game of the fall season on the Seton Hall campus. Bradley going forward and Quarty in an offside position after O'Leary had stepped forward to win it. Beautiful work there though from Connor Bradley. His twin brother Shane, a lone goal scorer. Morgan to the feet of Boot. Boot with the big switch towards McKenzie. Kenzie goes wide to get it. Schlentz close on him quickly. Defending there from Schlentz not to give McKenzie an opportunity to stand him up. McKenzie loves to get that ball under control. Slow up and go 1v1 with his defender. So McLeod and Tiebling come on. They'll be in place of Algeri and Borg, who did their jobs. They brought the spark. Borg, his ability to dribble out of pressure. Algeri, a little bit of hold-up play. I think helped even this game for Seton Hall, but they will need all the attacking explosion they can get, and CJ Tiebling, the best option that they have as they look for goals. McLeod, of course, 2 assists this weekend for McKenzie. Tremonti now coming forward. Work there from Connor Bradley. Boot now under pressure. Turns in midfield. Well worked by the Pirates as Keller goes down the sideline. And now McKenzie started the game at left mid, back out there. Blues there battling with Tiebling. And dangerous play called against Josh Blues playing on the ground. Something you see called often at the higher ranks. So a set piece coming here for the Pirates. And it will be Sean McLeod to stand over this one, the preferred set piece taker. Pirates going to start the comeback here. McLeod and Boot standing over it. It's rolled to the side. McLeod takes the shot, and it goes over the crossbar. I understand wanting to break up the wall, but you just make it harder for McLeod there with the player closing on him to take that shot. Really seemed to make sense on that set piece. Sean McLeod is 1 year at Seton Hall, part of what is an 8 class graduating class, 3 grad students and 5 seniors. Elias, good footwork, puts the ball over the top for Tiebling to charge on to. Carson Williams comes out. He was beaten in the first half by Tiebling and saved by Bradley. This time, he saves his center back. Junior CJ Tiebling out of Jarna, Sweden. There's always a load for center backs to deal with. His speed, physicality, as well as technical ability. A corner kick coming here for McLeod to take. All 11 players back to defend for Villanova. Villanova looking to break 500. Put together a winning season for the first time since 2016. McLeod serves it in, headed down at the near post. Huge defensive header there for Villanova. McLeod's second service onto the hands of Williams. Looked like a Seton Hall player had gotten to the initial header, and it was blocked by a Villanova defender. Big moment there. Seth covering his center backs a little there. Picks possession back up. David Goss here, South Orange, New Jersey for the Big East Digital Network Men's Soccer. Presented by SoFi. Ben Stevens down on the sideline with me. For Seton Hall, coming into this game, it was win and they are in the Big East tournament. Lose or tie and they go home. And it's been Villanova who have played, looks like at times, with nothing to lose. They've controlled possession through stretches, been dangerous, and finally got the breakthrough just minutes ago through the center back Shane Bradley. Pirates, they're looking for answers offensively here. Alex Pozetsky, the senior, is up off the sideline, and a foul here on the top of the box. And this is a huge opportunity for the Pirates, and you can see assistant coach Jeff Mateo talking to Sean McLeod here as he walks over to try and steady himself. This as big a chance as the Pirates have had here in the second half. And a tie doesn't even do it for Seton Hall. They need to start the comeback as soon as possible. Got Boot and McLeod over this one. Both capable of hitting a dangerous ball. Normally you see Boot or serve it in. Tiebling was talking with them. 4-man wall. Carson Williams in goal. McLeod shot is blocked by the shortest player in the wall, Quarty. And now Boot goes wide for Keller. To the feet of McKenzie. McKenzie's cross is blocked. He'll race it down and get possession back. Opportunity missed there for Seton Hall. The free kick from the top of the 18. McKenzie now charging forward, and he can't find Tiebling. And those two just have not been able to link up this season. Both struggling with injuries through preseason. You see here the free kick for McLeod. See the idea, try and beat the wall to the left rather than going up and over it and hope. Carson Williams guesses going to his right side, and Quarty read it perfectly, stepped off the wall and headed it away. Time ticking down here on the game. It could be on the Pirates season. Boot has looked comfortable since coming off the bench. Big switch from him to McKenzie. Teixeira out to guard him. McKenzie turns away from the first defender. And once again, looking for the feet of Tiebling. And those two not on the same page. Allseth tries to get by the first defender. And a foul will be called there in midfield. Villanova's preparing their first substitution of the game. One played in, knocked back out. And Quarty with the clearance. Elias here, goes wide. McLeod's ball played in, headed away by Meller. Boot with the follow-up, and he can't get it on frame. Right now, Seton Hall starting to apply the pressure. Have not had that final bit of quality yet. So the first substitution of the game for Villanova, Anthony Trigisic comes on, the Ellicott City freshman. Trigisic, his 14th appearance of the year. He's an All-American in high school. 1 goal and 1 assist so far this year. Coach Carlin was riding the group that got him here through a strong first half. Got the lead here early on in the second half, but you can see starting to wilt a little under the pressure from the home side. Gonna bring on some fresh legs. Boot and Tremonti are able to win possession back. And now, Rika crossing from Teixeira. He can't find a teammate. Tremonti battling in the corner. not able to come up with possession. And a long throw coming here from Schlentz. Junior out of Westchester, Pennsylvania, has been dangerous all season with this long throw. Fires it in at the near post, alive in the box. And Connor Bradley's shot knocked down. Andreas Nota had a phenomenal save off the crossbar to keep his team in it. Was beaten with almost the exact same shot just moments later off the corner kick. Cannot blame the Italian goalkeeper for anything that's happened in this one. Minutes left potentially the Seton Hall Pirates season, unless they can find an equalizer. Throw-in will go in favor of Villanova. Switch here into the feet of our goal scorer. Right down the sideline. Schlentz, he's been a threat all game from that left back spot. Showing the freedom Coach Carlin's giving this Villanova back line to get involved in the attack. A shot that Nota put over the crossbar that eventually ended up in the goal scoring corner kick. Now Seton Hall looking to push that pressure up. The Pirates need possession here. They can't sit too deep and absorb too much possession from the Wildcats. McKenzie turns away from pressure. Teixeira has been tight with McKenzie throughout the second half. Villanova starting to figure out the game plan against Seton Hall, a Pirates team in need of a win. For more on that, let's go down to the sideline to Ben.
Yeah, David, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, newly renovated O&T Carroll Field, but it hasn't exactly been home cooking for the Pirates here as of late. They're winless in their last 3 tries here at home, and their last win at home came back in non-conference action against Fordham on October 8th. In that streak, they've lost 2 times, picked up a big tie against then number 4 St. John's, but looking for that final win and here in their regular season finale when they need it most. Seton Hall will need to get that home crowd involved and pick up that equalizing goal and try to get that win to clinch their spot in the Big East tournament.
Make that job a little bit harder. Thank you to Ben Stevens. He can't. McLeod, his touch not there when he needed it. Villanova back in possession. Shamsuddin, an up and down game, but when he's gotten on the ball, he's looked dangerous. You can see as Coach Carlin's so excited about the young Ghanaian going forward. Schlentz to the feet of Connor Bradley. Back into the run of Schlentz. His shot, and Nota saves it. Connor Bradley with the 1-2 to Schlentz. And no one in a white shirt follows the runner. Seton Hall fortunate that Schlentz put that one in a savable place for Nota at the near post. So Villanova scored off a corner kick from this exact side a few minutes ago. Can they double their lead here? Brenes to serve this one in. It's low at the near post. Easily cleared away by the Pirates. The service Villanova was looking for. Teixeira now. Last man back for Villanova. Monty losing the header to Schlentz. He came back from an offside position, so the flag goes up. push numbers forward here as their season hanging by a thread. A couple more substitutions coming for the Pirates. Even Elias getting ready to come back on for Seton Hall. And Dennis Clemendi getting ready for his first appearance of the day. His 10th of the season. Andrea Borg there, ready to come back on as well. See the Pirates maybe shift their formation a little. 3 at the back and throw some more numbers forward. Shamsuddin being helpful there, moving that ball back just 2 more yards. Thiebling heads it out wide to McLeod. McLeod gets his service in but can't get it in the field of play, and it'll go out. Final 15 minutes left in this one. So 3 substitutions, Elias, Borg, and Clemendi. Coming on for Tremonti and Keller, as well as Pizetsky, so 2 fullbacks and a defensive midfielder off. Looks like Elias will go in at right back. The license to go forward. Clemendi will go on at left back. Look to attack a little bit more. And Borg going on in central midfield to try and bring his spark back into this game. Seton Hall trying to get all the attacking players they can out there on the field. Allseth down back behind the play. Connor Bradley plays on. Slides this one into the feet of Brenes. The cut back from the New Jersey native. He goes wide for Schlentz. Schlentz once again, his cross driven in, knocked away at the last moment for the Pirates. And now McKenzie off and running the other way. Allseth back up off the ground, and he's into the attack. Defensive midfielder's got a runner outside of him. Gets it into the path of McLeod, who can't get around his shot. Huge opportunity for the Pirates. And Sean McLeod couldn't get his feet right running at full speed. He curled his shot wide. Now Seton Hall's got a couple problems. Carlton McKenzie cramping back behind the play, as well as TJ Allseth went down once again on the top of the box. See there, back up to play. Only played about 5 minutes in the game against St. John's. Had a problem with his wisdom teeth. An infection forced them to pull it the day of the game. So wasn't able to fully perform there. Otherwise, he's been a lockdown starter for Coach Lindbergh. Elias heads that one away. All set there now. We'll have to protect that back line a little more. As you expect, Elias and Clemendi will push forward. Out wide for Clemendi, just off the bench with fresh legs at left back. Seton Hall ready to bring on one more substitute. Here to try and shift play. It's JP Marin up off the bench. Thiebling goes wide for McLeod. He's got options in the box, tries to serve it in onto the hands of Williams. And somehow the whistle didn't go immediately. Our head official, Rob Caramano, let it play for a moment and then blew it. You could tell that was gonna happen as Williams got his hands to that one first. Thiebling goes into the body of the goalkeeper. And anywhere around the world, that is an easy foul to call. Carson Williams, he's been steady. Came off his line, got beaten by Thiebling in the first half. Was Johnny on the spot in the second half as Thiebling got around Shane Bradley, and Williams came off his line to make the save when it was necessary. Thiebling here back in possession. Clawed into the feet of Boot. McKenzie making the inside run, giving acres of space outside for Clemendi. His service falls to McKenzie, and his shot goes wide. That's what the Englishman's done all year. Any half chance that falls to him, he's been quick to take a bite at. And that one just goes inches wide as you look at the replay from the last opportunity. The foul going against Tiebling off that one. Williams happy to take the goal kick there. Didn't have a whole lot of time to see that opportunity from McKenzie. Tiebling now, looking to put it in the path of the Englishman. And Luca Meller able to beat his compatriot to that one. Beautiful footwork there from Rika. Performance from the freshman. He only made 2 appearances going into the final 3 weeks of the season. He has now started 4 of the last 6 games for Villanova, and this might be his best performance yet. Teixeira to the feet of Connor Bradley. As we dip under the final 10 minutes, the Big East regular season for these two teams. Seton Hall can't find a goal from somewhere. It'll be the final 10 minutes for both these teams of the 2019 season in total. The Pirates looking for their first Big East tournament appearance since 2012. They knew their job coming into this game, and right now, they've not been able to do it. Teixeira trying to keep up with McKenzie. The Englishman breaks away. Gets back in field looking for Tiebling and headed away by Bradley. The goal scorer, Shane Bradley, with the perfectly timed touch on the far post. Corner kick coming here. Seton Hall will have to commit bodies. McLeod to take another corner kick. He serves it in over the head of everyone. McKenzie can't get it to fall for him on the far post. A battle for the ball. Villanova comes away with it. And into the path here of Shamsuddin, and Nota out and alert to the threat. Freshman out of Iceland, Victor Benediktsson, will come on here for Brenes Benediktsson. Started 17 games this year in central midfield. So just 1 year, but an experienced player, and what a performance from Brenes, along with Rika. And Josh Balouz, you've got to think the future in central midfield is bright for Villanova. Going into 2020, they are going to look to control games from that spot and dictate play. McLeod looking directly for Tiebling. Bradley lost it for a moment off the bounce. Of McLeod. Rika, back to Benediktsson. Benediktsson, a youth international for Iceland, left the island to play the youth academy in Norway, as this one's curled just past the post. Gray Rika continuing to put on a show here. Back in his home state of New Jersey. Bellmead native, taking the space given to him by the Pirates. Aaron flicks that one on. Borg and Tiebling close it down. Falls to the feet of Borg. Borg trying to get to the end line, cuts back in field. Blue shirts all around him. He goes down, and no call made. Ron Caramano right on top of that one. And the definitive hand from him saying no foul as Borg went down in the box. Borg now back on the ball. He's got options behind him if he wants to use it. Surrounded by blue shirts again. Andrea Borg. And that is a moment you cannot afford from the freshman. Whether he's frustrated or not, to turn off like that with 6 minutes left to play. And Borg yelling at his teammates saying he didn't have options, but he had 2 options he chose to turn down and dribble back upfield. And frustration probably from him from this moment. It's hard to tell how hard the contact was, but it didn't seem the defender got much of the ball. Gotta say, fortunate for Villanova to escape that one. McKenzie now trying to do it all himself. That attack repulsed by this Villanova defense. Only 14 goals scored all season. 18 games. This defense has had to be strong all season. Seton Hall looking to press and win the ball back. Less than 5 minutes to go. Regular time of the Big East regular season here at O&T Carroll Field. Could be the end of Seton Hall's 2019 season. Nota trying to play it quickly.
Got some fans that might go nuts behind me.
Ball hit up the field. That man's goal, Shane Bradley, that could hold up for Villanova to secure their 9th win of the season, their 2nd in Big East play. A monster collision in midfield. Marin and Connor Bradley, number 4s, go colliding. 4 and 6. Connor Bradley will pick up our first yellow card of the game. Needs a set piece chance here for the Pirates. Clock stopped at 4 minutes and 17 seconds left to play. Seton Hall, there's not many more opportunities left in this one. Will be Boot to take it. A freshman out of the Bournemouth Academy. The Premier League's youth sides all the way through U18 in his first year in college soccer. He clips this one in. Headed down in the box. Tiebling can't get it, and the shot flashing across the face of goal. A half chance there for the Pirates. As much as they could ask for. Fell to left back there in Clemendi. Off the bench for this reason, to help contribute into the attack late on. Meller heads that one forward. Boot brings it down. Finds the feet of McLeod. McLeod over the top. Move it in for Tiebling. McKenzie will keep the ball in play. Hits an early cross, and Meller once again first to it. The captain in his final game of college soccer has stepped up and led by example along that Villanova back line. Final seconds of the season ticking away. Villanova, nothing but pride to play for. They have a whole lot to be proud of in this performance. Not just in the result if it holds, but in the quality of how they've played. They controlled play in the first half. Seton Hall came out in the second half, and they looked to stretch the game, make it frantic. Villanova responded. They peppered Nota's goal. They took risks sending their fullbacks forward. Those risks have been rewarded so far. Just about 2 minutes left to play in this one. McLeod doesn't have a whole lot of help. Tries to go up the line to Marin. Won by Balluz, back into the feet of McLeod. McKenzie now with bodies around him. He can't keep his touch under control, and a chance now for Villanova to break out. I think for Villanova, try and kill this game off soon. Although Teixeira, the fullback here, flying forward. Seton Hall may have run themselves out of this one, as they've been pressing all over the field to try and win the ball back here in this second half. What a performance for Connor Bradley. Hasn't been locked into the starting lineup this season, but has earned more time here over the final few weeks. Again by this man and Richie Schlentz. We approach the final minute. Elias goes down. The whistle goes in his favor, and it was a huge decision from Rob Caramano to not give the penalty kick to Seton Hall in this game. Might stand out to a lot of the home fans. Borg lays it back for Clemendi. Clemendi floats the ball in. Carson Williams out to take it. He flaps at it, still alive. And Villanova able to get it away as we are under a minute left to play. Shamsuddin there does his job. He wins the free kick to relieve pressure for his team, and that might be it. The Seton Hall Pirates, it was winning in on the final day, and with 40 seconds left to play at home, their season could be over. Second yellow card of the game. First for a Seton Hall player shown to the captain, Stephen Elias. Be playing the final few seconds of his college soccer career. This one floated down the field. Gray Rico with the back heel. Shows you the confidence these freshmen for Villanova have played with all day. This ball goes out. Elias and Shamsuddin. A couple words for each other, but the Pirates have no time to waste. Under 20 seconds left to play in their season, unless they can cause a miracle. Nota blasts it forward to Borg. Borg somehow wins the header. Meller once again is there and blasts that one into the night. And Seton Hall's season has come to a close in heartbreaking fashion on senior night at home, as Shane Bradley, two-time second-team All-Big East lockdown starter for his 4-year career for Villanova, gets the goal to put his team over 500 for the season. Just his second goal of his college soccer career. And what a goal it was. There wasn't a big window. He got it over Nota, off the crossbar and in the 55th minute for the winner. Villanova, for the second straight year, knocks off Seton Hall 1-0 in the final game of the season. We'll have some words from the winning coach, Tom Carlin, in just a moment when we return here on the Big East Digital Network.
What can great minds do?
While at Seton Hall, I interned with the Superior Court of New Jersey, and that inspired me to go to law school.
I am a physics and civil engineering major, and I want to work on infrastructure in underdeveloped countries.
I'm the news director at one of the top college radio stations in the country.
I'm working with my professor on research that could help athletes during sudden cardiac events.
I started my own business, Classic Soccer Cleats, and I just sold it to a company in England.
Come see for yourself what great minds can do.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com.
At St. John's University, our students believe, serve, explore, and achieve. A Catholic, Vincentian, metropolitan, and global university. We are at the heart of where lives are enriched. We provide a transformative education that goes far beyond the classroom. We aspire to do more. And for nearly 150 years, the St. John's story has been the story of New York City. We are New York's team. We are St. John's.
What is a Villanovan? In 30 seconds? Well, Villanovans aim high. Top 50 National University high. We think fast and stay connected. V's up. Villanovans think deeply, push boundaries, and go, go, go! Still with me? We climb corporate ladders and these ladders. This campus is our home, but you can find us almost anywhere. Villanovans have big hearts and solve even bigger problems, and we celebrate together. Ignite change, go Nova.
Hallelujah.
And this is just one night. You should see what we do during the day. Marquette University. Be the difference.
Despair for the home side. Seton Hall Pirates, it was winning in on the final day, and for 8 players, their college soccer careers come to an end earlier than they expected. But jubilation on the away side, and with the winning head coach, Ben Stevens, down on the sideline with Tom Carlin.
Here with Villanova head coach Tom Carlin, his Wildcats able to play spoiler to Seton Hall's postseason hopes. And coach, we talked at the half about how you felt your team deserved a breakthrough to end that 4-match scoreless streak. They do, courtesy of Shane Bradley. What'd you see on that play that ended up being the game winner?
Yeah, I mean, I think 2 games ago we put in 2 plays, one for Shane, one for Luke, our seniors, and just hoping they could get us one, and it worked today, you know. But I'm just glad that we got rewarded for all our work. I thought second half of Providence, Butler, Georgetown, so proud of these guys. The way we were playing, we just, you know, couldn't break through and find that goal, and it took us this long to get it, but hey, we'll take it for now.
And Shane ending his career here with Villanova with the game-winning goal. He was a part of that 2016 NCAA tournament squad. What foundation have these 10 seniors that end their Wildcat career laid for the future here at Villanova?
Listen, I mean, Shane and Luca were just awesome all year long. You know, Shane in 2016 was one of the main reasons that we got there, and just blocking shots and doing, you know, just being the anchor to everything we do. And you know, him and Connor and all the seniors, I'm just so proud of them. I'm so proud of the way they finished it out.
And your defense has been sound all season long. They knew they were going to face some flurries offensively, courtesy of the Pirates. How did they hold strong and come out with the win?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, after a while, you're like, you see Carson and you have Luca and Shane back there, and once we get the goal, you just don't think they're going to score. You know what I mean? I mean, Seton Hall is a great team, but I mean, this is our 9th shutout, which breaks our record, I think, in 2000 or ties our record for 2011 in most shutouts. We've been looking for it for the last couple of games, but I'm really happy for these guys that they got it.
So Villanova, with a win in their regular season finale, ends the season above 500. Coach, thanks so much. We go back to David.
So much, Ben, and to Coach as well for taking the time with us. And for Seton Hall, despair, but for Villanova, it was a good night for them. Thanks so much to everyone out there for joining us. For myself, David Goss, and Ben Stevens, for our producer, Dagan Hughes. Thanks so much for taking the time this fall season. Marquette clinches a spot in the Big East postseason tournament with Seton Hall's loss as Villanova goes over 500 for the first time in 3 years. Have a good night, everybody, and thanks for watching.